It is now 2023, and these are our mains and goals going into 2024.
My 2x2 main is currently the YJ MGC Elite. This cube is very fast and flexible, and I like it a lot. I know that the GAN cubes are also very good, but there's something about this where the feel is a lot different, and I feel like it glides better than those cubes, and I like it a lot. At the beginning of the year, I said I wanted to average mid-3s on 2x2 by the end of the year, and admittedly, I didn't end up putting in a whole lot of time to cubing this year. I currently average around 3.9, so not too far off, but still have some work to get there. For 3x3, I made the X-Man Tornado V3. I like this cube a lot, and it was one of the premier cubes of 2023. It's obviously very fast and flexible, and I think this cube is a great fit for me, especially with its setup. Now, depending on how I'm feeling during the day, I will opt for the J-Perm WRM 2021 Maglev with the purple internals. And my setup on this cube makes it more smooth and easier to turn and just a better glide than my Tornado. And it's also a bit quieter than my Tornado. Originally for 3x3, at the beginning of the year, I had said I wanted to average sub 10 by the end of the year and have a sub 7 single. Now, I'm currently at about where I was at the beginning of the year because, again, I didn't practice a lot this year, but I'm still content at where I am for now. Since the beginning of the year, I have switched my 4x4 main from the YJ Mini to the Moyu Aosu 4x4, and I like this a lot more. The Mini is still a great cube, but this has some strengths that I feel like the Mini does not. Just an overall great 4x4, and I like it a lot. At the beginning of the year, I said that I wanted to average sub 55 on 4x4 and have a sub 38 single. That single was probably way too ambitious, but either way, the average I'm not too far off. I'm at about 57 right now, but if I'm doing good, I can consistently get sub 55s. My 5x5 main is the YJ MGC 5x5 J-Perm Edition, and quite frankly, I love this 5x5. It's so smooth, very fast, and just feels awesome to turn. The outer layers are awesome, and the inner layers are just as good. As you may have guessed, there's a trend with my goals that I set for last year, and like 2x2 through 4x4, I didn't achieve my 5x5 goals. My goal average was under 155, and my goal single was under 140. I didn't get either of those, again, just from lack of practice, but I will still continue to try to get better at this event. I don't practice 6x6 really. I main the YJ MGC, but honestly the Aosu is a better cube than this, but for someone who doesn't really do 6x6, the MGC is, I would say, a much better purchase for the price. For my 6x6 goals, I wanted a sub 430 single, and I wasn't too far off. I think I have 443 right now, but I could definitely lower that significantly if I actually tried to practice 6x6. And as few words as possible, I don't do 7x7, and I did not meet my goal. Alright, big surprise here. I don't do square one, and I didn't beat my goal. I was like 20 seconds off of my goal, so we don't talk about that. I main the Yushin Little Magic. It's good. YJ's MGC is better, so get that if you are into square one. I do like Pyraminx, although I don't do it a ton. I main the GAN Pyra, and there are better Pyraminxes out there, but this one works well enough for me that I don't feel the need to get a new one anytime soon. I wanted a sub 3 single by the end of the year, which I think I got. And then I also wanted to average about 7. And I think I average around 8. It's been a bit since I've actually done Pyraminx, but I'm not too far off that. For Scube, I main the X-Man Wingy V2. I think this is the most underrated Scube on the market, as you might have seen from our underrated cubes video. And yeah, I just really like this cube a lot. For my goals, I wanted a sub 3 single, and I wanted to average about 6 seconds. I actually got a 3:29 single in comp, I think it was, and that is currently my overall PB single, and I currently average around 7 seconds, so not too bad with Scube. For Megaminx, I wanted to average around 2 minutes and have a sub 145 single, and although I don't practice Megaminx a ton, I'm still actually pretty happy with where I'm at right now. I use the GAN Megaminx, and there are a lot of other good Megaminxes out there for less money, but I still find this one to be very good. My current PR single in comp is a 159, but I think I have like a 153 at home, and then my average is around a 210. So again, not that far off for not practicing it. For clock, I obviously use the Chi, because if you're not using the Chi, you either don't care about clock, or, yeah, that too, or you're a complete idiot. My goal was to average under 25 or about 25, and I wanted a sub 15 single. As for the single, I'm not exactly sure if I got it. I'm not sure what my single is right now. I currently average around 20, so yeah, I definitely got my clock average goal.
My main for 2x2 is the Tangen V2 2x2. I really like this 2x2 because I think it's actually slightly smaller than other 2x2s. And it also has a really nice, just like soft turning feel that I haven't found in a lot of other cubes. It can also corner cut pretty well. I'd say better than some other 2x2s. I did not end up actually making any goals last year because that was not in the video. I'm not sure why. So I'm going to make goals for next year now. So my goal for next year is to average probably mid-3s because I think I can get faster with Ortega. And I want a better sub 1 single. I think I have a .98, which is not that good for this, how good the scramble was. So yeah, that's my goals for next year. So for, I'd say half of the year, I mained the YS3 on ball core as my main 3x3. And it's still, I still think it is a really good cube. It's really fast and smooth and just overall a great cube. But I ended up switching mains recently to the WRM V9. This cube is just overall really nice and flagship. It's got some really cool blue internals, and it has a really fast, crunchy, and like snappy turning style. This cube also has maglev, which makes it really fast, which I actually think is pretty necessary for a cube with such strong magnets and auto aligning. I did not make goals last year for this year, so I'm going to make goals for next year. On 3x3, it's a little ambitious, but I want to average sub 10, which I think is possible with some practice. And I want to learn full OLL, of course, so I can do that. And I want my single to be sub 7, which I think is definitely also doable. My main for 4x4 is the Outsu WRM 4x4. I got this last year at Christmas, so almost exactly a year ago, and this cube is still really good. So my goals for next year on 4x4, I want to average probably sub 55 to sub 50, which I think is definitely doable with some more practice. And I want a sub 45 or sub 40 single, which I also think is pretty doable. Overall, I actually enjoy 4x4 a lot, but I don't practice it as much as I should. For 5x5, I main the MGC 5x5. Overall, it's a really good cube. Not much I can say because I don't practice 5x5 a ton. And my goals for next year, I'd say I want to, I know I'm not going to practice 5x5 like at all, so I'd say average around 2 minutes. And I want my single to be sub 130. Okay, for 6x6, I made the Outsu WRM. And I actually recently just got this like 5 days ago or so, and I've been really enjoying it, and it is definitely better than the MGC 6x6 in my opinion. This cube is just generally really fast on the inner layers and on the outer layers, and is overall a really good cube, and I'd say it has decent magnet strength as well, which makes it easy to control. On 6x6, I've actually been practicing it a lot more lately. I want to average sub 4 by the end of the year, consistently, and my single, I want to be sub 330. So I am not serious at all on 7x7. I haven't even done a solve in months, but my main is the MGC 7x7. I hope to average, I'd say, around 7 minutes, which I think is definitely doable because it is very easy to drop big cube times fast. And I say I want a sub 7 single. On Pyraminx, I just recently switched to the Waylong Pyraminx. This is just the standard Waylong Pyraminx, not the maglev one, because I think that one is definitely too fast to control. Overall, this is a really good cube, and I'd say better than the GAN Pyraminx, which I used to main. I think I'll practice it a bit more because I have been enjoying it lately, so I think I want to average around 6 seconds, and I want my single to be sub 2. I'm literally not even going to talk about this cube. I forgot how to solve this. For square one, I main the MGC, which in my opinion is the best square one on the market. I actually recently got into square one a lot more this year, and I've been really enjoying it. Right now, I'd say I currently average around 35 to 40 seconds, and my best single is 18, I think. By the end of the year, I say I want like a 15-second single, and I want to average around 25 to 30. On Megaminx, I main the Tangen V2 Megaminx. This Megaminx is honestly really, really nice and really, really fast and snappy, especially compared to cubes like the YJ Yoo-Hoo. I really don't practice Megaminx much, so by the end of the year, I'd say I just want to improve my average slightly. Even if that's by a few seconds, that would be good for me. For clock, I main the Chi clock. If you don't main this and you do clock, you're stupid, because it is the only good clock on the market. On clock, I'd say I average about 14 to 15 to 13 seconds. I'm not really sure. And my best single is in the 10s somewhere. And by the end of the year, I'd say I want to average around 10 seconds on clock, which I think if I learn a new method, that should be pretty easy.
So for 2x2, I still main the MGC Elite 2x2, and it's still really good. It's very smooth, and yeah, it fits my rough turning style. I said at the beginning of the year that I wanted to learn full CLL and be averaging under 4 seconds, and that did not happen at all. I did not learn any more 2x2 ALGs, and I focused on other events. And I'd say I average around 4.5 seconds, so yeah, it did not go well. And my goal for next year is, I'd say, sub 4. I feel like I can actually get it this time if I actually put some time into it. Okay, so for 3x3, I main the Mortri Tianma X3 Snap, and it is a very good cube. It fits my turning style perfectly, and it has this really nice auto alignment system I've never seen on any other cube, and I average pretty good on it. And at the beginning of 2023, I said that I wanted to get a sub 8 single and be averaging around 10 seconds. And I actually got the single. I average roughly 12.5, so pretty dead. No, not really good. I want to be averaging sub 10. Okay, so for 4x4, I main the MGC still, and it's still amazing. It's held up very well, and at the beginning of the year, I said that I wanted to average sub 1, and I have well surpassed that. I'd say I average around 57, 56 on a good day. So, yeah, did pretty good. And then for the end of 2024, I want to be averaging, I'll say, sub 50. And for 5x5, I still use the MGC. Again, just a great line of cubes. And at the beginning of 2023, I didn't really have a goal for 5x5 because I didn't really have a baseline as to like how fast you can improve on it. So I average roughly 230 on it right now, and I'd say at the end of 2024, I want to be averaging, I'll say, sub 2. And for Pyraminx, I'm still maining the Waylong, and it's still It has a popping issue. At the start of the year, I said that I wanted to average around 7 seconds, and I currently average about 8.5, so not the best at reaching it, but whatever. And for the end of 2024, I want to be averaging roughly 7, I guess. So for Scube, I main the Waylong Maglev still, and it is still a very good cube. It's very fast and controllable. But yeah, at the beginning of the year, I said that I wanted to average sub 5 because I was like getting into Scube, and that did just completely failed. I averaged like around 10 seconds, and I've just like given up with Scube. Okay, and for Megaminx, I still main the Yoo-Hoo V2. It is decent for my turning style, but not really, so I really need to get the Diane. But I completely crushed my goals. At the beginning of the year, I said that I wanted to average under sub 130 and get a sub 1 minute single. Now as I've found, the single is very ambitious, and I was completely clueless with that. And I have a 105 single, so almost got it, but I average like around 120, which is just way better than I ever could have imagined. So for 2024, my goal is to be sub 1 minute. So for OH, I still main the GAN 11M Mini. It's really the only cube that fits my hands because they're still tiny. At the beginning of the year, I said that I wanted to average sub 20 and have a single of sub 12, and I am just right on the edge of that. I average like literally 20, and my single is like low 12s. So, and for 2024, I want to be averaging, I'd say, sub 18 and have a single of sub 11. And finally for Squan, I main the Yushin non-magnetic square one. It is very bad. I can't really have a good goal, but I'll say for the end of 2024, I want to be averaging right around 20.
Now introducing our cube of the year is Mr. Sharky.
Thank you, folks. Thank you. What an honor this is. Thank you. This is a great honor. Our cube of the year is the Worm V9.
Can't see anything.
The Moyu Worm V9. This cube is a wonder to hold and turn. Even with my fins, I can turn it effortlessly. The magnets slide right into place. The corner cutting is fantastic, and it is an extremely fast cube.
Still can't see the cube.
There is a reason we awarded this cube the cube of the year.
We did not award that. The cubicle did.
Wait, really?
Yeah, that was their pick for the best cube of the 2023. We didn't award anything.
I thought this was our idea of the cube of the year.
No.
There's a reason the cubicle selected this as their cube of the year, and we are too. This cube is fantastic, game-changing, and even groundbreaking, some may say. That is it for the cube of the year.